Hey guys, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, we're back to talk about Melissa Gorga and Teresa Gorga Teresa Giudice. She used to be Teresa Gorga though, but this is like the saga that never ends. Let's be honest. Melissa is now claiming that Teresa was argumentative and unhappy amid filming The Real Housewives of New Jersey season 12 in I can only wonder why. She's also slamming Jennifer Aydin, and she's talking about the relatable bridesmaid snub. I don't know if that's relatable, but okay. Before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it looks like Melissa Gorga is claiming that Teresa Giudice wasn't her best during the filming of the 12th season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. While Teresa appeared to be quite unhappy in the filming situation, she did seem happy in her personal life, having found Louie Ruelas, her soon-to-be husband, after her divorce from her ex-husband, Joe Giudice. Melissa looked back at her argumentative demeanor in a new interview while also seemingly shading Jennifer Aydin along the way. I didn't get to have any fun with Teresa this season at all. She just kind of was in this mode of she was very argumentative. She wasn't happy to film the season, and she was very just in protection mode. And this is what she explained on an episode of the Chanel in the City podcast with Chanel Omari. Because Teresa was so determined to have the back of her now fiance, Louie Ruelas, who they are getting married soon, like this summer coming up right around the corner soon. Louie, she didn't take too kindly to the many questions coming from Margaret Josephs, about his past. And because Margaret is a close friend of Melissa's, she often found herself stuck in the middle of her castmates. It's the worst position to be in because Margaret's a very good friend to me. She has always been great to me. So when Teresa, argues with someone that I'm good friends with, it's always an issue. I want to tell someone they're wrong, but it's hard because it's just, it's impossible, especially when it comes to Teresa. It doesn't just ruin one day, it ruins Christmases, it ruins New Year's and the kids. People don't realize that there's a lot on my plate, which also seems kind of unfair because you all signed up for the show. I think, to be fair, everybody should be an open playing field. If you're going to sign that contract, and if she's raking in over $2 million a season, and that's what she's raking in, and now Louie, I'm sure, is getting paid for his time too because he's attached to Teresa, then yes, I think that it all should be on the table and everybody should be fair game. Let's keep going. Looking forward, Melissa said that she hopes Teresa and Margaret will one day make amends. I don't think so. And she also aims to maintain her reconciliation with Jennifer. However, her decision to mend fences with Jennifer isn't necessarily an indicator of Melissa's approving of her on-screen behavior. In fact, Melissa suggested that Jennifer isn't her true self on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Some people turn it up, sometimes for the camera, and that's always hard for me because I've been around for a very long time and I can see it coming from a mile away. So I get very frustrated and I don't blend well with that, because I keep it very real. If I'm mad at you, I'm mad at you. If I'm not mad at you, I'm going to, hang out with you and I'm not going to make up a scenario. So I always have a hard time with kind of blending with her. So she's saying that Jennifer Aydin turns it on for the cameras, but we've heard that multiple times before. I've even seen it watching, them film Vanderpump Rules. I've seen which cast members are like, hey, how are you? All right, girl, you're already mic'd up, so let's go. She's like, hey, what's up? You see it. It's something about attaching that mic to you and sticking a camera in your face where things just go a little wild for some people. They get into it. They feel like they have to put on a caricature of themselves. Amid the drama of The Real Housewives of New Jersey season 12, Melissa learned that Teresa would not be including her in her bridal party. And while the snub certainly came as a hard to hit with Joe Gorga, who felt disrespected by the gesture, Melissa pointed out that blended families can be complicated. It's just a very relatable situation. It goes on in so many families. It's very common to clash a little bit when you're blending families. Now, moving on, in addition to, experiencing tension with Teresa Giudice, Joe also faced drama with Giudice, but now, as Melissa noted, they are in a good place. That's good to hear. They love each other very much. Sometimes people get in the middle of their relationship, but ultimately, she's his niece. He loves her very much. Also on the podcast, Melissa admitted her and Joe's marriage is work. It's not all fun and games, okay? It's work. You better work. Okay. It's a lot of work for me. It's always work. Nothing's perfect. There's always going to be a couple of bumps in the road. And she said, you may have a couple of years that you're like, wow, this is perfection, but something, longer together, something's going to arise. I think that's fair. I think that's great relationship advice, Melissa Gorga. Now, going back when she's talking about Teresa Giudice being argumentative and kind of complicated this season, I think we could all see that. I feel like she was in defense mode of not only her relationship, but also just everything going on in her life. I think that she has always been on the forefront of all of the drama. Everyone has ripped her apart from the moment that she ended up having to check in and go to jail, do her time, to the time that she got out, to her husband being deported, to navigating a divorce, to navigating what that looks like with her children and kind of raising them as a single parent since her husband, ex-husband now, was deported. And then now she has this love bubble that she keeps telling us all about, which we get it. Don't pop your love bubble. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of speculation and red flags surrounding Louie Ruelas. So I'm not sitting here trying to rip anybody apart, but it is what it is. You can't say that it's not. I mean, it's happening. It's all happening. That's all I have to say about that. It's like, you can't avoid it. And I agree with Margaret Josephs when she was like, I think that when I tried to bring up these situations, it was for Louie to get ahead of the curve, take control over the narrative. That way, if we ask him something, it's nothing that nobody else is going to ask him in the future. And Teresa didn't look at it that way. She didn't look at it like a friend was helping her. She looked at it like, Margaret, why are you butting into my situation? Why are you looking for something here? And if you were my real friend, then you would have contacted me on the side and you would have tried to let me know that you had some real concerns and things were going to surface. But then if you see Andy Cohen made a lot of sense too when he was like, Teresa, we talked about this at the last reunion. We told you that there were red flags coming up. You knew going into filming that these were going to be addressed. This isn't your first rodeo. You've been a part of this show for a long time. You know how it works. So why is she so defensive? I think it's because she doesn't want to lose who she thinks is the love of her life. She's protecting that. She's gearing up for her marriage. There's no turning back now. And I think that she wants everybody to kind of get out of her way. Again, you signed up for a reality TV show, so I don't know how possible that is at the end of the day. Guys, I don't want to just give you this information and not ask your opinion. So go ahead and comment below. What are your thoughts about Melissa Gorga claiming that Teresa was argumentative and unhappy? Did you get that same vibe, or do you think Melissa's reaching a little bit? And then also claiming that Jennifer Aydin is not always who she portrays herself to be on the show. I've seen it before. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know Jennifer Aydin in person, but they do. So Dolores said that she's done with Jennifer Aydin. Melissa Gorga said there's maybe a chance. Margaret Josephs, it seems like maybe, but I want your unfiltered opinions. So go ahead, comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.